victory, leading souls to Christ. We need to thank the Lord that the fire has brought us. It's another weekend that here we are. The past week has many own challenges, but the Lord has kept us moving. Some have lost their beloved one. But all in all, we say, take heart, God is in control. Same station, same person, Elder Daniel Omoyo Gage. Youth program, the challenges we have in the 21st century with our youths. Today I want us to go and challenge ourselves that Jesus had 12 men, 12 disciples, 12 apostles. Some call them learners, some call them followers. Whatever you want to call them, they were 12 disciples of Jesus. And as we know them, I will just mention them. From there today, we will deal with one, and from there we will see what are some of the challenges we can get from this and have a lesson for the challenges we have in the 21st century. The first one, who is well known, is Peter, sometimes called Simon. And he had his brother, Andrew. These are two brothers. Seemingly Peter was the elder, Andrew was the younger one because he's called Andrew. He was a brother to Peter. So number one, we have Peter. Number two, we have Andrew. Then number three, we have James of Zebedee. There is a reason why we have to identify them of Zebedee, because we have two James. Then the fourth one is John, his brother. So John and James were brothers. And we go to the detail of those. Then number five, we have Philip. Number six, we have Bartimaeus, sometimes called Nathaniel. So when we are talking of Nathaniel, it's the same as Bartimaeus or Bartimaeus. Then we have Thomas, Matthew, the tax collector, who is number 8. Then we have James, son of Alphaeus. That's why I said sometimes we need to identify them by their titles. Like now we have James of Zebedee and we have James, son of Alphaeus. So we have two James. Then from there we have the Thaddeus. Sometimes they call him Judas, but not the Iscariot. So Thaddeus, as it's the same name as it's Judas. That's number 10. Number 11, we have Simon the Canaanite. And the last three we have Judas, the Iscariot, the one who betrayed Jesus. For those who want to make more reference, it starts from the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 1. Downwards you will read the names. Other Gospels do have them, but this is the background. And out of these 12 men, we have found there are two couples which come from the same mother, same father. Simon Peter and his brother Andrew. Then also we have John and his brother, who is James, the Zebedee. These are called sometimes the sons of the thunder. And the sons of the thunder, when we are talking about them, and as we are doing it, these are two men who may be with us. That in these last days, we need to be more careful when we are dealing with this. Research has told us these 12 men, mainly they were fishermen. Mainly they were fishermen. Apart from seemingly Matthew, who went to class and he was an island because he was a tax collector. He is in the present world, especially in Kenya, we will say is a commissioner in KRA, Kenya Revenue Authority. To be a commissioner is not somebody small. He must have gone through books. So this man, when we say Matthew, the tax collector, there is an identity that he went to class. But a good number of these brothers, these disciples, these apostles, these learners out of Jesus Christ, had one thing in common. They were ambitious. They wanted to develop their families. They wanted to develop their oneself. So in the 21st century, my dear boys and girls, the youths, here we are, there are challenges we do have. That we need to be ambitious. We need to move forward. We need to keep moving so that we can be better than yesterday. The challenges we are facing today are the very challenges these men had faced when they were on the other side. What am I saying? That these 12 disciples of Jesus had characters, had traits, had behavior, which may propel us to move one step ahead. That the 12 disciples, we will have a talk with them in the next 3 weeks or 4 weeks. As we finish, mainly, there are those ones who may take more than a day. There are those ones who are mentioned by name. But when we have done some little research, we find that they are very rich, these young men, the 12 disciples. And bear in mind, these were learners, these were followers. And when Jesus went to the lake Gennesaret, when he met them, he said, I am no longer going to make you fishers of men, fish, but you are going to fish men. So from here, the cardinal point is that Jesus has started the ministry on earth. Yes, that's what we need to do. What are we supposed to do? We need to know that there is a Lord in heaven to serve. There is heaven to shine, and there is hell to go do away with. Meaning, we need to go to heaven. But Jesus here is telling us we need to do more than what it takes. What am I saying? In the 21st century, our boys and the girls are getting a lot of issues. They are getting a lot of challenges. There are problems. How do they overcome? It's very unfortunate that in this century, we are experiencing what our forefathers were experiencing. What do I mean? We need to think more. It's like now the other week, the yesteryear or this year's, our boys and the girls, sometimes when we give illustrations, it doesn't make sense, but I believe from here, one can see we need to have good characters, good behavior, good personality, good traits. Those are synonyms describing your character, displaying an individual. What am I saying? We have a lot of challenges. Why I wish to make this statement, that the young men, both boys and girls, can you have mercy on your guardians? Can you have mercy on your parents? Can you have mercy on your country? Yes, we know, young people, we are energetic. We can do all what it takes. The other day, I talked about the AMO 2000, who started in Africa, and that is specifically in South Africa. These were young men who were less than 40 years. These were young men, when we call them AMO 2000, that the South Africa had attained independence, and they hardly was it more than 20 years. And these young men knew that after they get independence, political independence, they know they will be liberated from their poverty, from their work, and they will get more, or they will start having income. But after some 2-3 years, Mandela was no longer in the scene. Somebody has taken over. Things are not changing. Then they made a club called AMO 2000, meaning these are the young people who had a common purpose, that they were looking for jobs so that they may earn a living. They started their life. Some get married, some get whatever they wanted to do. It was at their disposal. But the things were not working out. And that's why we say, in this first 21st century, we may see, these are the stories. We may see, these are just the names. But when we go underneath, there is a lot for us to study, for us to know. Because in this century, we need to talk more to our God. When we talk of the 12 disciples, these were the followers of Jesus, whom he was walking with them daily, teaching them. And there's something here we need to mark, that in Babylon, there were 3 or 4 men, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, and his brother son Daniel, that they were also youths who were less than 20 years. And the disciples of Jesus were there. Some of them were less than 20 years. But here they had to accept to move day in, day out with Jesus for the next 3 years before they graduated and became the apostles. That these were the men who were bestowed with the gospel. And these were the men who were given the good news to spread it all over the world. I want to compare and contrast that these were young men who accepted Jesus when he was born, who accepted Jesus and his gospel. The same with those 3 young men who were in Babylon. Both of them come from east to east. When we are talking Babylon, some think we are talking on a utopian world. But Babylon was literally on planet Earth. As we do have Israel, as we do have Gaza, as we do have Palestinians, the Holy Land, Israel. It's named after somebody's name. But the God promised Moses that I'm going to give you a land. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse those who curse you. And your sons will be more than. So what do I want to bring across? We are talking about geographical people. At one point, Jesus was literally on the planet Earth. And it was in Israel, the present Israel. Palestine is one of them. Syria is one of them. There's another one. Lebanon, among others. In the Middle East, those are some of the countries which make the Arab world, plus the Israels. And for your information and a reminder, Israel is one of the 12. It's the father of the 12 disciples, the 12 men of Israel. Because this man was called Jacob, and Jacob was the son of Isaac, and Isaac was the son of Abraham, and Abraham was a son of Jesse. We can go behind. Then after that we say this is the genealogy of Jesus. I want to put the background that when we are going to deal with these 12 men, we are talking literally, they were men who were walking the way you are doing it. These are the people who faced challenges. Yes, it was in the 1st century. We are in the 21st century. But the issues of human beings cut across. If these people were hungry, they had to look for food. The way we sometimes do not have enough food. Sometimes there is a drought. Sometimes there is floods. These men experience the same life we are experiencing today. What am I saying? That we need to focus the challenges we have. In the 21st century, it's the same. The other day, I was talking with one of my friends. They told me he came from one of the countries from Nairobi. When he came to see one of his sons who was going to do exam in the year 2024. And when he reached at the gate of a certain school, he registered and he was excited to see his son. Lo and behold, what they expected was different. He was told before you will see your son, and you see the administration, and they went and they saw the deputy principal of one of our schools, our high learning institutions. Then the deputy principal had to break the news. You have just come and you have registered, you want to see your son. Are you sure you don't know where your son is? The parent was tongue-tied. He said, what are you talking? He said, about 2 weeks ago, we sent your son home, and they gave us particulars, and they will send 2,000 shillings for fare back home. I don't know if you are the parent, what will come to your mind? That here is your son, not where you expect him. But this young man, like the AMO 2000, sometimes think more than their parents. The young man had made arrangements that when he registered, he was supposed to be abroad. Where he was? The parent was told, your son who left this school 14 days ago has he not come home. We are already the parent to this son or this girl. You start having a million questions without answers. One of them which comes to your mind clearly, is my son dead? Is he in prison? Was he involved in another accident? Is he among those ones who have never been found? You know, a million of questions comes to your mind. What is going on? Yes, it may be in the morning. You were happy But now things are starting working. That's why I'm saying, young men, young girls, can you have mercy on your parents? The mistake was the parent was told, for you to be on the safe side, just go to the gate where you registered, and you will see the contact number which your son used to go out. So the parent went to the same gate where he has registered, and then inquired from the security officers, you have allowed me to go inside, but my son is not here. He explained that he was told that he left here about 14 days ago. What's going on? The security officer said, because you didn't say that one, I thought you know. But because you have said, what's the name of your son? Then he looked over and they said, your son, when he was leaving out, this is the number he left for contact, and this is the number he rang. Can you make a call to it? Because this is the last contact person. And when this parent rang the same number, from the other side was his kid. Then he asked the son or daughter, where are you? Said, my dear parent, I'm on my way coming. I knew today you will come for prayer day. If you are there, just wait for me, but only do me one favor. Send me 1K, 1,000 shillings, so that I can pay for my fare from where I was. Other questions I will answer when I'm there. That's why I say these children of ours think more than what we think. So there we are. The parents had no option, had to send us money to the same number. But they had to wait for the next 3 to 4 hours. Where is my son? Their son had already gone outside the borders of Kenya. I don't know whether he was in Uganda or Tanzania, but he was not within Kenya. But from the conversation, the parent told me he waited in vain. And he attempted to call the same number, say, you told me you are coming, what is it? The young man told him, Ma'am, I'm on my way, I'm coming. And I'm still kicking, I'm not a ghost, I'm just coming, just hold on, I'm coming. So it took around 4 to 5 hours. The son serviced in a school uniform. Now the next question was, why are you not in school? Challenges we have in the 21st century. And I'm still emphasizing, young people, can you have mercy on your parents? Can you have mercy on your guardian? It is with a heavy heart that here is your parent waiting patiently and impatiently for 4 to 5 hours, not knowing where you are. The son service at the end of it. The parent told me, instead of going for the meeting where they were supposed to be as parents, it was all passed through the administration block. Meet the administrators before you join the others. Here you have come for a certain service. You are now being taken through administration issues. That's why I'm saying the 12 disciples, who were about 2,000 years ago, that when we see their characters, when we see their behavior, when we see their traits or their personality, there is something we need to draw. That from here, in the 21st century, we need to address it amicably. Clearly, young men in the 21st century, can you have mercy on your parents? You have come and you have to spend more than 1,000, which you didn't expect to spend. At the same time, you are in anguish. At the same time, you are affected emotionally. When you go to the administration, you are told mom or dad as a parent, before us, we have a criminal. Thank God that some of our administrators, who are the principals or deputies, are the parents. So they ask you some questions. Mom or dad, how is it going? How have you been faring with your son? Then they will break the nutshell that I have not known the son. Is now I'm seeing him. Then you are told by the administrator that your son was sent home because of reason 1, 2, 3. Are you aware of the same? Then the parents looks the son or the daughter says, what is that? My young people, can you have mercy on your parents? Then you find this young girl or this young man saying, you see, you know, by the way, this happened. Use excuses, but the question is simple. Is the allegations put before you? Is the accusation? Is what I'm being told by the admin, administrator of this institution, true or false? Bear in mind, my dear parents, our boys and girls understand our behavior and the temperaments. And this young man started saying, you see, or this young girl says, you see, mom or dad, I know if I will have come home, I will be dead. So parents also, in the 21st century, can we ask God to give us another thought, the third eye, the listening capacity, the logic, that you can meet the needs of your kid? The conversation went on. While others are being given services, you as a parent, or me as a parent, I'm in the office dealing with a case, administrative issues, that my daughter or my son is not in my learning institution, but he has been put off and he has not communicated it to you. And today, that's what we are going to do, interpersonal relationship and the communication. And this one, we will get it clearly from Andrew, a brother to Simon Peter. After break, we will pick it from there. So naomba fundi wangu on the other side, my engineer, director. So we go for break. You do 1 or 2 things which are needful before we come back. Don't move. Same station, same person. Stay tuned.